translation, and otherwise we do English.
Mm. Yes, I think you first wanted to try that you do it in English and
Yes,
speak with
yes.
people.
Hi, everybody. Uh, Thanks so much for being here. My name is Francois Kamate Kasereka. I'm a climate activist and human rights defender. I'm from the Democratic Republic of the Congo. I live in the eastern part of the country in North Kivu province. I'm volunteering with social movements like Extinction Rebellion, Ruchuru in DRC, Debt for Climate, and Lucha. Lucha stands for Struggle for Change. So it's a honor and a privilege to be here in front of you. The journey or the travel was not really easy. It took us much time because we could be here. We could be here, I and two comrades, but they didn't get their visa. We applied. We paid even money at the embassy. We thought that we could get the visa, but it was in vain. We didn't get it, and we were frustrated by this situation because most of Africans they don't easily get the visa to Europe, even to other countries in other Western countries. So the voice is it good? Right. So, yeah. Okay. Then I will start my presentation. Okay. I don't know if I can use my laptop. I want to use it.
I hold for you. Yes, we're just preparing the technique. Yes, sir. Yes, at the moment, we are still preparing some technical things, but it shouldn't take too long time. But I can use maybe this short break to speak a bit about what we did the last days and about our group, the Congo Basin Alliance, that we founded only some months ago as a group to support more international solidarity, especially between the Congo Basin and Europe. And we are different activists here from Germany, from Switzerland, in general from Europe, and especially from the Congo Basin. And yes, we find very important to have solidarity movements and bring more international solidarity into the climate justice movement. And that's one reason why we founded this group. And everything started with the Fridays for Future petition around 8 months ago. And there, with this petition, we wanted to raise more awareness for this here almost not non-oil auction that happens in the Congo Basin. Also, Francois will tell you much more about it. And this is addressed to the Foreign Ministry. And Thursday, we did a protest in front of the German Foreign Ministry. Also, for example, with the musician Malelev together. And yes, it was a very nice protest and a successful message in front of the German Foreign Ministry. Unfortunately, they didn't come out to hand over the petition, and this is what we asked, but there we were unfortunately ignored. But we think that they heard the message directly in front of the building. And yes, it was a great protest that we did at Thursday afternoon. Yes, so this is what happened in the last days here, and it also was supported very much by organization, by the people who were there here, by this Living Resistance Festival Climate Camp. Yes, also for this, and thank you very much. Yes, and I think now, Francois, we really continue and start with the presentation. And of course, we are very happy that he took all the long way. It's a great honor for us from the Congo, from the DRC, here to Europe, to Germany, yes, to speak about the climate activism in Congo. Yes, I give the word to Francois.
Thanks so much, okay. Thanks, everybody. Before starting, I think it will be better to present first Congo. What is Congo? I mean, maybe some people don't know more about the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So, in brief, Congo, or the Democratic Republic of the Congo, is the second largest country in Africa after Algeria. We have 2,345,040 square kilometers. The Democratic Republic of the Congo is one of the most populous countries in sub-Saharan Africa, with the longest river at 4,700 kilometers and the highest flow rate in the world at 40,000 cubic meters per second. We have a hydroelectric potential of over 40,000 megawatts only on the Inga site alone. We have 52% of Africa's surface water. We have 80 million hectares of arable land, a forest reserve of over 165 million hectares, the world's first land before the Amazonian, with a carbon fixation rate of 1,200,000,000 tons of carbon dioxide, 3/4 of which is in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. One of the world's most prodigious subsoils, rich in rare minerals such as copper, cobalt, coltan, uranium, and zinc. But despite all this, poverty affects 71% of the Congolese population. Illiteracy affects 29% of the population aged 15 and over. 84% of young people are unemployed. 33% of the population have access to drinking water and 10% to electricity. 60% of women give birth in precarious conditions. Sorry, come and help me here too. Yeah, I want to. You can scroll.
Okay.
Yeah, there. So again. Right. No. Sorry. Right. Yeah. Right. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. So, on July 28, 2022, the President of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, with the Minister in charge of hydrocarbons, decided to auction 27 oil blocks and 3 gas blocks, yet these are located in the protected areas, such Virunga National Park and Upemba National Park. But the two parks are part of the Congo Basin. So for us, like activists, we realize that if this oil and gas projects happens, more than 20 million people will be evicted in the villages that they occupy. Yet the situation in Congo is extremely bad. At this time, we have more than 7 million people who are living in displaced camp, IDP camps, because of the war. And this is a non-just war that is imposed to the Democratic Republic of the Congo by some Western countries. And these Western countries finance some neighboring countries, mainly Rwanda, because Rwanda shares its boundaries with the Democratic Republic of the Congo and some other countries like Uganda. So, as you know, in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, we have several militia. In North Kivu province, we have more than 40 armed groups. And these armed groups are supported by some Western countries, and some political authorities are also concerned with this. In the eastern part of the Democratic Republic of the Congo, actually, M23 rebels are exploiting minerals, specifically coltan, niobium, and pyrochlore, since the war has started. For about 3 decades, more than 10 million Congolese died because of the war. And locally, we try to organize some activities so that we could, stop militia phenomenon, because young people are much involved in this. Most of them don't have access to education. And for them, the best way is to take part in those militias, because they think that from there they can get some money. And politicians in Congo are ruling on 3 pillars. The first pillar is corruption. They use corruption. The second pillar is ignorance. And the third pillar is poverty. So we try to link climate action with peace, because for us it is not important, and it is somehow abnormal to talk about climate action without peace in a context of general crisis, the case of North Kivu. And I think what you are doing here in Germany is an act of solidarity, and people in Congo appreciate it very much. So I will get stopped here to maybe to have some questions from you and to see how we can answer them. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for the question. The work is dangerous, but as like activists involved in social movements, we think that if we do not act now, then when? This is the first question. And the second, if not us, then whom? And what we try to do, it is, we are not doing it for ourselves. We are doing it for the nowadays generations and for the coming generations. Because we know that at any moment, the Democratic Republic of the Congo can disappear. All the Western countries have eyes on that country. And Congo has become a free market for those countries. In Congo, we don't have means of production. We only consume what is produced outside the country. Yet, Congo is very huge. It's a very big country with everything. As I have explained, can you imagine the second largest country in the world? With such richness, but people are the most, people are very, very poor. One of the poorest populations in the world. And this is not normal. So we said that we cannot, even though, yeah, most of the time when we are protesting, they repress us. Some of us are arrested, and they intimidate people because they want us to keep quiet on everything that is happening in the country. And this is not normal. Reason why we decided to use non-violent methods, peaceful strategies, because we are tired of war. For more than 3 decades, people are dying in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, North Kivu province itself with more than 40 armed groups. So let's give a second chance to non-violence active. This is what we decided to do.
Because there are different actors with different interests, and they come together, and so we.
Yeah.
Which countries?
Exact. Our neighboring countries are involved. In Congo, we have national militia and foreign militias. We have M23. At this juncture, at this moment, M23 took control of about 4 territories only in one province, because we have 26 provinces. In North Kivu province, the place where I come from, they control Ruchuru territory, Masisi territory, Nyiragongo territory, and Lubero territory. This M23 is supported by Rwanda. And Western countries continue to finance Rwanda, yet they know that they are when they give financement or finance to Rwanda, this is to allow Rwanda to continue financing M23 rebels, because M23 rebels in Masisi territory, they took control of one of the biggest mines called the Rubaya. They produce coltan in Rubaya. And one thing that is not really good is that coltan that is produced in Congo is declared produced in Rwanda on the international level. Copper that is produced in the Democratic Republic of the Congo is declared produced in Zambia. So the situation is somehow confused.
Since when do you work as an activist? How many years? For how many years?
Okay. I started in 2015, and till now, I'm working like an activist.
Can you name the small as you experienced some small thing that keeps you motivated to continue?
Right. So in 2014, the President Joseph Kabila decided as well to auction oil in Virunga National Park, because Virunga National Park is one of the ancient parks in Africa. It was created in 1925. And I don't know if you know Soko. In the former time, Total Energy is here in Germany, I think. In the former time, it was called the Soko. They came, they brought all the materials in Virunga National Park. They wanted to extract oil. At that time, we initiated some actions, petitions, sit-ins, and we were also demonstrating peacefully. Some civil society organizations were also involved. We organized several activities to say no to that project. And Soko, nowadays known as Total Energy, stopped the project because of because of those mobilizations. People realized that if they exploited oil in Virunga National Park, they will be evicted. Yet we know our government, most of our political authorities are not responsible, and they are not also accountable. All those permits, licenses they sign with the companies, it is for their profit. The money that they get from those licenses, it is not used for the benefit of the local population, because this should help the country to be developed, but it is not the case. We don't have roads, we don't have markets, we don't have good schools, we don't have everything, yet the country is very rich. This was the first, success that we realized. Ah. Right. So the second success was about elections. The President Joseph Kabila, normally in our constitution, one president, the president must have two terms. And for the 2 terms, one term is 5 years, and the other one 5 years. So the President Joseph Kabila wanted to take a 3rd term. That was illegal. So we mobilized churches, social movements, everybody in 2016 to say that it is not normal for him to go beyond the terms that are known in the Constitution. We didn't use violence. We organized demonstrations to push him to respect the Constitution, and he was obliged to forsake because he saw that people were determined. They couldn't tolerate him. And that was also another success. Joseph Kabila, found, Joseph Kabila didn't take the 3rd term as he wanted to do. He found some borrels in his party. And even though the situation didn't change enough, but we put him out and he organized elections. And apart from this, maybe the last success, Goma is a very huge city. This is the capital city of North Kivu province. For many years, Goma didn't have water. So we organized a campaign called Goma Needs Water. And of course, it was not so easy, but many people were involved in that campaign, and they tried to make some taps. The government initiated the project. They built some taps there, and people tried to get water till now. So I think this is also something that I can present like a success. Okay.
What are currently the goals?
Sorry?
What are the goals and the demands of?
Right. What we have like demands, the first is to cancel the auction of 27 oil blocks and 3 gas blocks. And the second goal is to cancel all the licenses and the permits that were given to companies to come and exploit the Congo Basin. The other goal is to ask for reparation of damages and loss that were created by, that are due to activities of big polluters like Russia, the United States of America, and other big polluters that you know. So the other goal is to raise awareness in Europe, to connect, to have a freedom for movement, and to connect, and this will be, a way to connect the struggle in the global north to connect, I mean, the struggle from activists in the global north with activists in the global south. This is what I say, but maybe Tamara would complete me a bit, little bit. Really? Okay, right. Right.
I would have another question.
Uh,
How is
education is still a matter in Congo. Nobody, I mean, the president tried to initiate a project so that little children may study freely at primary schools. But this project wasn't successful because he didn't allocate means to sufficient means. This includes good salary and good infrastructures, good schools. If you go around some protected areas like Virunga National Park, you will realize that most of the children there, they don't go to school because there are no schools, sufficient schools. And teachers, every time, they boycott. They boycott schools because they are not well paid. Can you imagine? The money that they receive, from the money that they receive, they are not able to pay food. They are not able to pay the rent because most of them are living, they don't have, I mean, compounds. And we tried to, I mean, to organize some actions, some activities to say that they need to ameliorate the teachers' conditions. But this is a very long process, and I know that it will take enough time.
because my question, which is coming together with this question, see that activism, would you say that
Right. I get you. So the young volunteers who are involved in our movement, some of them didn't go to school because we consider everybody's potentialities. We have displaced guys, those who are directly affected by armed conflicts. Some of them are living in IDP camps. And we have others who went to school. They have degrees, but we consider, as I have said, everybody's potentialities, since we know that it is not good to exclude or to put away a category of people because of instructions.
I'm just questioning? I have sometimes the feeling that
Like contact.
yeah, exactly how yeah, and how to like get them on board.
Okay,
Because
okay.
maybe they, I don't know, they what's going on, I don't know. So maybe they don't just go them and tell them what's going on.
Can we react first on this and then? Okay, okay.
Would you say it's similar?
I think it is not similar yeah, the situation in Congo is like I mean those who don't have and I mean who don't have a degree of education, uh, of course they the struggle differs. There are some in some organizations those I mean that kind of people is not accepted. They cannot consider them. Maybe they think that they don't have any support that they can bring to I mean to uh, that can help an organization to grow up. So for us, yeah, there are people who find themselves not able to fight or to be involved directly in the struggle, maybe because of their life conditions. Reason why we devote enough time doing some discussions with them. We try to sensitize them. We show them that if they are not involved in the struggle, nobody will come from outside to solve what they have like matters. The solution of from I mean the different problems that they have, they are the ones to solve them by themselves. So if they do not act by themselves, to mean things won't change. So from there, we try to convince them, and some accept to be active on the ground. As I have said, there are some guys who were in the militia, who were rebels. Such guys, we need to have enough time with them to show them that violence is not a right way of demanding. They have to use non-violence because the context itself is I don't know, is not good for them. So there are some who accept, and there are others who refuse totally. But we cannot get demotivated because you know that the struggle is very long, and the result cannot be immediate. But in the coming months or in the coming years, we are hopeful that we are going to get to reach the goals or the objectives that we defined. I don't know if I have reacted. Uh, that is. Okay.
I'm not sure if I missed it, but did you was there one person who
Yeah, it's a good question. So how I engaged, yeah, of course, how I committed in activism. Um, Truly speaking, I was when I was a little child, I could fear. I mean, I was um, I was fearing everything. But when I grew up, at a certain time, I found myself that I was incomplete. Something missed in me. Because in the country, um, I was facing, I was born in a context of war, and I grew up in the war. I've never known peace since I was born. Corruption, those politicians, those authorities, apart from corruption, there is a cycle of war. The plundering of the resources. We don't have good schools. We don't have, I mean, apart from schools, we don't have employment. Those who finish their studies, those who have their degrees, they don't have anywhere to work. And I said that there is a good way to change the paradigm. When you finish the studies, you must be hopeful that after the process, the studying process, you are going to get a job. And myself, I said that this is possible. This will be possible when all the Congolese will be aware of what they have, what they need to have, that we call the civic power. And for us, the civic power will be when everybody will understand that he has a civic power. It will be, I mean, at that time, the system will automatically change. Because we want, at that time, it will be impossible to have authorities who are not responsible, who are not accountable. Because authorities or political authorities come from that population. In Congo, we are in democracy. After 5 years, we organize elections. We vote. So, people vote for people who don't have even projects because they are ignorant. So, myself, I realized that the best way to change the system, it is to sensitize, to educate first the mass. They understand that they have the power to change the system because the problem of Congo is the Congolese. This is the way I try to define the problem. Right. Right. What we have like strategies. Sorry? Right. Uh, right. Um, I mean, what we have like strategies to reach the goals is to be active on the ground, to organize actions, peaceful, non-violent actions, demonstrations, sit-ins, boycott, to mobilize, to sensitize and mobilize first the people. Yeah, in the region first. And we cannot only do it being there in Congo, we cannot do it alone. Because decision makers are living in the, in the Western countries. And what we want you to do is to amplify our voices. Maybe we don't have we cannot be able to meet those decision makers by ourselves. But when you are here, we know that it will be possible because you will be aware of the situation in Congo. And from there, we think that things can change. This is, the thing that we can get from you, that solidarity, that connection, exchange of informations, how are things going in Congo, you can intervene at this level, something like that. Yeah, right.
Maybe two strategies I can add
Yeah.
something.
Use this.
Yes. Thank you, François. Hello. Yeah. Thank you, François. And maybe two strategies. I can add something. I know it from your great fight against the oil auction in 2014. That there were some very famous actresses, like I think Angelina Jolie, it was a name, I'm not sure, who powerful stand off globally to say stop to the oil auction and called for climate justice solidarity. And also there was a documentation which is called Virunga, where she also it's even more popular at Hollywood. So this were really documentation that were shown all around the world, and actors and actors that were known all around the world that really called in, this was 2015, for a stop of the oil auction. But this hasn't happened so far. So maybe when we know powerful, influential people from the culture, from the politics, from science, that maybe can give their statement about this, I think this would help really a lot. Because I think this hasn't happened so far. And maybe a second point that I, as a Western activist, can add. I think it was much too strongly absorbed from the Western perspective, because it was only save this Virunga National Park and not really thinking about climate justice. And so now we are standing here again 9 years later, and because the real reason, the energy transition, solving poverty, improving education, all these things together weren't solved. It was only there's nice nature, we want to keep them, but all the other things were neglected, and this is why climate justice is that important. Yes, back to François.
Thank you. Okay.
I also thought that it is important to stop these promise by Western countries to reparations for loss by emitting so many. So what's the idea? I thought that this was also one of the reasons the other day
Exact.
to demand what you promise. So the government has the money. It doesn't need the money from the oil.
Right. So one thing true is that authorities, they are not they are not people to trust. You cannot trust in them. Even though there can be some money that has been allocated to repair the damages and the loss, but that money never reached people. Congolese are victims of their activities. You cannot imagine. We are not polluting, but those big polluters, their activities are causing deaths in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Last year, in Kalehe, this is a village located in Sud Kivu province, near North Kivu province. Floodings caused more than 400 deaths. 400 deaths. The villages was consumed by floodings and erosions. But the way people were buried, 10 people in one tomb. Yeah. They dug a space and they put about 10 people. 10 persons, I'm sorry, there. So, apart from this, we can take the case of those persons who are living in IDP camps. They don't have access to water, pure water. They need to walk about 10 kilometers where they can easily get some rivers. And from there, it will be quite possible for them to fetch water that is dirty and to see how they can use it in the camp. The government is there, but it is there and it is not there. This is the situation. So I think that we must be exigent to those authorities. So, when we are exigent, maybe they will realize that it is. They will realize that why it is important for them to be responsible and accountable. I don't know if it is clear.
If there is money flowing towards the government, it's also a question if it even gets where it needs to go or if it just disappears.
Exact. If we keep silent, if we keep quiet, the money cannot profit to local populations. This is the situation. Okay.
What's your idea to fight corruption? Before you said you want to be in power, it will change. Could it also happen that sensible people get power and then they stop being sensible anymore and start to want money? Like the other colleagues are doing the same and they just feel that they can have. What would be your idea?
Right. If I can explain a bit, the nowadays system, the political system, is ruling very fast, like this. So, as we are not doing politics, we think that it is possible to create on the other side another system. The system that belongs to people, with values, with principles. And this system that we can create beside this politic system is the system of the silent majority. Because the silent majority, their voices are not heard. So the silent majority will cultivate a culture of promoting those values, knowing that corruption is not good. Social injustices, they are not good. To give an employment or a work to somebody, you need to have relationship. You need to be in relationship with him. This is not a value. It is an anti-value. So this society or this new system that we are building consists of promoting those values by attacking those anti-values. Maybe from there, people themselves will elect for politicians with good values. Because people will be already well educated. They know that this is value, this is an anti-value. At that time, Congo will change. This is the way we think, and we define our theory of change. Since it is quite impossible to change through the politics system, because this is ruling very fast, we can take Hauke with all the values that he has. When he integrates the system that is ruling very fast, he's going to be, that system will take him immediately. And he's going to forget all the values. Yeah. This is the way we can fight against corruption.
So you think we have to build something completely new?
Exact. That is.
That could be dangerous, right?
Sorry?
That could be dangerous. I can imagine doing something new against something that's already existing. Yeah, could make many people angry, maybe.
Only politicians, I think, can be against that. Yeah. But other persons, I don't think so. Because the power belongs to people. And people, this is what we call the super majority, the silent majority. But people are ignorant of this reality. So, yeah, the struggle itself is full of ups and downs. Sometimes when you are on the ground, you have objectives. So some people try to, even some activists, there is a time that you will realize they don't have much energy in the action because the action didn't reach its aim. And from there are some activists who forsake. Do you see? Yeah. Maybe if there is something to add, Tamara, I don't know, you can, Basti, you can add it.
Maybe I would have one last question.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, sure.
There was a question
Okay.
about churches. Are they also involved, churches? Fight against political system, or are they on?
Yeah, churches are involved in the struggle. Yeah. Because churches are also there for the well-being of the population, I think. And this is one of their missions. Churches cannot be, Christians cannot be happy when people are suffering. And for us, we know that somebody who doesn't act when things are not good is also doing complicit. I don't know if you understand. You cannot be there like you cannot observe bad things happens and have a stable cautiousness. I think this is I could better explain it in French, but try to be tolerant. Because you know that voilà. Alors, merci beaucoup. Il va essayer un peu d'intervenir. Je disais que quelqu'un qui n'agit pas face à un mal ils contribuent à ces mal. Et c'est le cas. Donc c'est vraiment anormal qu'une personne qui se sent en tout cas normale puisse voir quelque chose de très mal se passer et garder silence devant cela.
Ich glaube, das hast du gerade schon gut auf Englisch ausgedrückt. Ich glaube, François sagt allgemein, dass wenn vor allem Menschen mit sehr wichtigen Werten, vor allem auch zum Beispiel Christen, die wirklich die christlichen Werte leben, dass wenn sie etwas Schlechtes sehen, dass sie dann auch unbedingt versuchen wollen, die Zustände da zu verbessern, den Menschen zu helfen, weil es einfach aus ihrer Intuition ist, aus ihrem Werteverständnis und dass allein das sozusagen schon die Grundüberzeugung und Grundmotivation ist, auch bei schwierigen Herausforderungen nicht nachzulassen. Genau, aber ich glaube, das hast du auch auf Englisch. But you already have spoken and explains as well at English. Yes, but I think maybe it has become a bit more clear also directly at German.
Thank you. No problem. Here's a question. Ah, okay.
How do you speak English so good? Like, is it where did
Yes, French is our official language in Congo. Yeah, the little English that we are speaking, we learned it by ourselves. Yeah, we tried to learn it on internet. Yeah, at sometimes we follow some courses and yeah, maybe one day. Yeah, also Lingala, because we have 4 national languages in Congo, more than 450 dialects. The 4 languages are Lingala, Swahili, Kikongo, and Chiluba. Yeah, I'm sorry. That is. Even though our English is weak, but we'll try to be tolerant. Yeah. Yeah.
I want to know how strong are the churches? How many people are involved if the churches raise their voices? And
Yeah, exact. Churches are our partners, and generally in Congo, many people are involved in churches because the country, the majority of people in Congo are Christians, Catholic, Protestant, Anglican. The Anglican Church is also there. ECC and other churches. In Congo, we have several churches. And each Sunday, you will realize that in churches there are many people. Some even stand outside because places are they are not sufficient for them in churches. This is the situation in Congo. Yeah.
Maybe one question because we slowly have to come to an end.
Okay.
Still one question and then we slowly have to come to an end.
Right. You can say it loudly, so.
Okay. What was said because we are still a bit over time, but we also started later. That we still have one question. Yes. And then we slowly have to come to an end. We not have an overlap with the other workshops.
Okay.
I don't know. Also, don't know if I missed it.
Okay. So we asked them to intervene in this matter, in this situation, because these are, politics in Germany. They are the big partners of Congo, and then, as you know, if oil or gas is exploited in Congo, the consequences won't be only on people from Congo, but the world, the entire world, the worldwide will be concerned. Everybody will be concerned. As I have said about carbons, Today, Congo is the first. We have those peatlands in Congo. We are the first in the world. Because in the former time, it was Amazonan, but today, Congo occupies the first place in the world. So this means we need to have our eyes on Congo. If Congo dies, this will be mainly the death. This will be maybe our death also, I think. Yeah. Good.
Yes. Ja, willst du es machen? Okay, ich kenne ihn nicht. Okay. Yes. First, thank you very, very much, François. Merci beaucoup for the very interesting, very inspiring, very important, and very impressive speech. All the inputs that you gave for us. I think for many of us, also for me, it's hard to remember how it is to do activism in a country where at the same time happen wars. Where the worst thing is when you are doing activism is not to be arrested by the police and staying some days in prison, what of course is also very bad here, but really to be threatened, as you said, you can be arrested longer or even more terrible things. Yes, and it's very great that you're doing this activism for your country and also for the whole world, and I think it's very important to learn from each other in both directions and to act in solidarity and for a climate just world, and for stop of climate crisis. Thank you very, very much again. And now are coming workshops. Now Basti, please say the next workshops. I don't know them.
Auch auf Deutsch sagen, also genau, nicht alle, aber nur unsere Workshops, sage ich. Und zwar einen haben wir um 14 Uhr. Da geht es darum, wie globale Norden, globale Süden zusammen aktiv werden können, was wir voneinander lernen können. Das ist um 14 Uhr. Da wird François dabei sein und vielleicht auch in der Online-Schalte noch Guillaume und Assi, die anderen zwei Aktivistinnen, die nicht kommen konnten. Und dann um 15:30 Uhr wird es nochmal ein kleines Podium geben mit noch einer weiteren Person in Live und vielleicht den anderen zwei dazugeschaltet zum Thema Klimagerechtigkeit und Frieden. Genau, das ist um 15:30 Uhr. Das erste ist um 14 Uhr. Sagt gerne weiter.
Dann kann ich auch gerade noch eine Ansage machen. Genau, es gibt jetzt gleich noch im Anschluss einen weiteren Workshop vor der Mittagspause. Das hier ist der einzige, der sozusagen vorher auch Schluss macht. Also vielleicht wäre das auch eine Idee, dass ihr alle da noch direkt hingeht. Das passt thematisch super dazu. Das ist mit Fatuma. Sie ist eine Menschenrechtsaktivistin und es geht wirklich darum, einen offenen Austauschraum zu haben. In was für einer Welt wollen wir leben? Was bedeutet Dekolonialisierung hier für uns? Rassismus als Krankheit, was ist die Pille dagegen? Wie können wir da zu ins Gespräch kommen? Also herzliche Einladung, das ist direkt drüben im Vernetzungszelt im Anschluss.